cast. Paano yung selection sa Bunchon International Fantastic Festival? How did the movie get into the festival? Kwento mo naman sa amin.
Yeah, ayun. Hello, guys. Well, Bullshot International Fantastic Film Festival. Ang haba ng pangalan. uh, ano siya, film festival siya that specializes in genre films. So usually, mga horror or suspense, ganyan. Tapos, talagang sina-scout nila yung Asia for upcoming films na that fits that genre. Tapos ayun, yung producer namin na si Bianca Balbuena, uh, entered it there and then thankfully nakapasok tayo. Ayun, so ayun, really sina-scout nila yung yung films here in Asia and actually all over the world.
Oh, grabe yan, no? Isa sa 10 pelikula pala itong pinapalabas as we speak, no? Kasi nagsimula ng ang festival. So, hanggang kailan po ba? Hanggang 21st pala yung mag-run yung festival na yan direct?
Yeah, from July 8 to July 21. Ayun po. Tapos, may mga ilang Filipino films din tayo nakasama doon like Dito at Doon, Mang Jose, may mga tatlo pa eh. Pero Tenement 66 is competing under Buchon Choice, which means para siyang may special jury that picked specifically those 10 films para mag-compete. Parang in a way, special category siya.
So parang isa sa, kumbaga pag nanalo siya or malagay siya ron, isa siya sa mga paborito ng buong festival, parang ganun direct, diba? Parang choice siya ng buong festival, parang ganun, diba?
Yeah, yes po.
Pretty much, okay. Gusto kong tanong yung tatlong cast. Kasi ano ang challenge sa paggawa ng horror, ng isang like a thriller movie, like paggawa ng ganito, Tenement 66. Alam ko kaya niyong gawin ng rom-com, kaya niyong gumawa ng drama, kaya niyong gumawa ng comedy. Pero iba ang thriller, ang horror. Ano ang challenge sa inyo as actors? Kababata niyo pa. So let's start with Noel. Noel, ano ang challenge sa iyo as an actor sa paggawa ng isang thriller like itong Tenement 66?
Well, ibang-iba po yung process sa when we had to work for the horror thriller film Tenement 66. And iba po yung research na ginawa ko kasi usually wala naman tayo masyadong horror na nai-experience sa buhay natin. Unlike kapag gumagawa tayo ng drama project na kapag meron tayong nararamdaman, pag may pinagdadaanan tayo, we can relate to it. Pero kapag horror po, pag thriller na ganito, parang mahirap po siyang mahirap po humugot sa experience sa buhay mo. So I had to imagine most of the time kung what would I do if I were in Ron's place. Parang ganun po yung naging process ko. Mas challenging po siya in general, pero it was a very fun experience kasi kasama ko po si Direk Ray, syempre, tsaka si Kuya Francis, tsaka si Francine. Ayan, di ba?
Oo nga.
Thank you po.
Kaya bilib ako sa mga aktor na mga baguhan o luma na nakaka-pull off ng isang horror or thriller na role. Kaya sabi ko, maganda to kasi hindi lahat gets to, not everyone gets portray gantong mga role, di ba? Francis,
yes po, Sir Eric.
Hi, Sir Eric. Parang based on my experience, Sir Eric, yung pinakamahirap is creating organic fear. Nung nag-aaral pa lang ulit ako mag-act before, sinabihan na kami na one of the hardest things to recreate as an actor is fear. It's not kilig, it's not love, it's not sorrow or yung mga ganong klaseng emotion, but it's fear. Creating something organic na mararamdaman ng audience mo and nung syempre yung scene partner mo. So, it's terrifying kasi I had to list down top 10 things that I am afraid I won't be able to do when I die. Which parang in turn creates fear. Well, yun yung tinuro sa akin method. And I did it twice for this film. So parang in total I created 20 items. Mahirap siya kasi you have to keep on recreating it on each scene in a different level. Hindi siya pwedeng 100% sa isang scene. Dapat 80 lang siya dito, dapat dito 30 lang siya, dapat dito 60. Pero napadali yung process ko kasi andyan si Direct Ray to guide me through the process. Especially kasama siya sa mga isa sa mga nagsulat sa film. So alam niya yung story inside and out, in between the lines. And para modesty aside, talagang I wouldn't have chosen any other scene partners other than these two. Kasi
Oh, sweet. That's
they're
sweet.
really, really good po, Sir Eric. Just saying for the record. So, yun po, for me, it was like creating the organic figure.
Ay, thank you, Francis, na ito syempre nakita ko naman kung ano mga ginawa nito in the past, the couple of years na nakasama namin si Francine. She's done a lot na rin naman, pero iba yung pagbida ka sa isang crime thriller na anong challenge sa'yo? Kasi ibang-iba to sa ginagawa mo sa Dreamscape.
Actually, Sir Eric, parang isa sa mga challenge ko dito yung magpigil ng tawa kasi sobra ko sila yung naka-close. So parang ang hirap maging seryoso. Lahat ng eksena namin talagang kailangan seryoso ka. Pati character ko kasi seryoso sa tao. So nahihirapan ako minsan matawa. Pero kidding aside po, yung mga preparations na ginawa ko, since nabasa ko po yung script, and sinabi rin naman po sa amin yung sa workshop and nila directed na yun nga, parati kaming tumatakbo, parating gumagalaw, hindi kami yung parang, alam yung chill lang, hindi siya ganun eh. So ginawa ko po, nag-workout ako everyday and between sa break ko habang nag-workout, binabasa ko yung script. Kasi kapag nag-workout ako, nandun yung itsura ko na para akong galit na seryoso. Tapos dun ko sinasabi yung lines ko, dun ko pina-practice. Pero gaya nga po ng sabi nila Kuya Francis and nila Noel, kahit mahirap siya, naging madali kasi ginaguide kami ni Direct Red, which is yun yung nakakapagpadali sa amin and yung nakakapagpa-smooth ng bawat eksena namin.
Ayun. Direk, ikaw naman pala ang dahilan kung bakit mahusay yung mga ito. Baka gusto mong sagutin na rin yung tanong, anong challenge sa'yo as a director doing a crime thriller na ganitong genre?
Maliban kasi sa genre, I think sila Noel, Francine, and Francis would all agree na ang hirap ng preparation for this kasi pandemya nung ginawa namin to. So lahat ng workshop namin ay over Zoom. Nag-work kami with an acting coach, si Sir Bombi Plata. So imagine nyo, nag-meet na silang tatlo sa set na. Prior to that, hindi sila nakapagkita. So parang it's up to them talaga to do their homework, and sobrang na-appreciate ko yung hard work na ginawa nilang tatlo kasi mag-pay off talaga. I'm very happy with the work that they've put in.
Yehey. Wow. Kaming talagang na-focus sa inyong tatlo, guys, hindi sa artistry ni, hindi sa husay ni Direk niya kinento, sa husay niyo, ha. Diyan, in other words, talagang mahusay kayo sa pelikulang ito. I'm so excited na mapanood to. Okay, so at this point, I'd like to turn you over sa aking partner na merong 8 bangs. Ayan, naka-bangs ngayon. Aaron, bilang yung bangs mo, nabibilang ko,
Nabanggit
Go
kasi
ahead,
Korea,
partner.
di ba? So, dapat K-pop.
ganun ba? Ganun. So ako hindi. Anyway, go ahead, partner.
Partner, ang una magtatanong ay from KFC News, fresh na fresh, no? From Los Angeles, no other than Albert Batiklan. Hi, Albert.
Hi guys, thanks Aaron, thanks Eric.
Hey,
Actually-
how are you, Albert?
Well, thank you. It's the middle of the night dito sa LA, but
I know. What time is it there?
It's 11:20.
No way. All right. Thanks for staying.
You're welcome. Actually, I have questions for the cast, and my first question would be for Ray. First of all, congratulations to the whole cast and you, especially Ray. You know, your movie in its inception already is international. But I have to admit, I'm a big fan of Birdshot. It's one of the premiere films that I was able to see here in the States, and a lot of my friends who are non-Pinoys have really enjoyed it. But with the new movie, what I wanted to ask is that, can you take me in your brain? How do you create, what is the inspiration for you when you create these stories that are dark, sinister? I mean, some are comedic, but there's a high quotient for social commentary about society itself. But it's still, it's a crazy story within your crazy mind. Can you talk me through your creative process?
All right. I think. Go ahead.
Yeah, kasi I was, I studied writing in UP, and during college, it was really parang dinik-dik talaga sa utak namin na, like, if you can, try to make a political statement. Because, I mean, para may silbi yung art mo. Obviously, art can have, a lot of purpose. It can just be a means for escape, or or pwede lang siya magpatawa, or magpaiyak, ganyan. Pero, if you can do more, that's better, no? And, in terms of genre and thriller, I guess growing up, dun talaga ako pinalaki sa mga, I love watching horror and action. I get, kasi my dad's a filmmaker, my whole family's in film, so I grew up watching gangster films or thriller films and even art films. So parang, I guess all those are, lahat ng ginagawa ko ngayon ay influences from my childhood. But for Tenement 66 in particular, yung co-creator ko dito, si Kenneth Dagatan, gusto talaga namin mag-collaborate noon pa, and then we asked ourselves, ano ba yung mga gusto nating panoorin? So maybe para maging parang fun ang shoot, like we should create something that we enjoy watching and doing. So parang we got inspiration from our favorites like Stranger Things or Don't Breathe. And of course, inspiration din yung actual location na tenement in Pasay. Yung merong, yung may mural ni Kobe Bryant. Ayun, so parang experience from our favorite films, and as well as yung political na kalagayan ng mga naninirahan doon sa tenement na yun. I guess parang we tried to mash those two together and created this story that we have now.
Oh, thank you. And yeah, obviously the tenement is another character amongst, the four major ones. Now, I want to go to the kids. My last question para dun sa mga bagets. The movie is heavy. It's crime upon crime, the sinister mind ng mga kriminal, without giving too much away on the storyline at saka yung ending. Francis, Francine, and Noel, ano yung lesson na natutunan nyo from the story of the film? Na you guys are going to take away, uuwi nyo, that you learn from, and you think other people, especially kids, na pwedeng iuwi from the movie. Yung lesson na yun.
If I may, Sir Albert, that's a very, very wonderful question. I guess my takeaway for this is that it's also a social commentary about how the Philippines is working at the moment. It's a power class or parang power struggle kind of. There's a power struggle lesson that you would see when you watch the film. You would realize that these things could actually happen even to kids because of how the Philippines is working at the moment and how we're all not living in an equal kind of situation, kumbaga. Like this all could have been prevented if mas may social equality sa Philippines.
Thank you, Francis. What about you, Francine?
Para po sa akin, ang pinaka talagang natutunan ko dito, base sa ginawa ng character ko, ng characters namin sa story, hindi porket nakagawa yung tao ng masamang bagay, masamang tao na siya. Minsan nagagawa nila yun dahil, like yung sa akin, kasi gusto niya makaalis dun sa tinitirahan nila, dun sa kasama niya na tatay niya kasi inaabuso siya, sinasaktan siya. So yung only way out ng character ko dun, which is si Leia, ay yung gumawa ng masama. Wala na siyang ibang option kundi yun na lang yung gawin niya. Pero hindi naman siya talaga masamang tao. Kaya wag tayo agad mang-judge sa mga nakikita natin sa panlabas lang na ano ng mga tao. Kasi we'll never know kung ano yung pinagdadaanan nila. And kung bakit nila nagawa yung isang bagay na yun. And for me, yun po yung lesson talaga na masasabi kong pwede kong ma-share sa lahat and also sa mga kabataan ngayon and sa mga mas bata sa amin na huwag ka mang-judge agad and mas maging kind ka sa mga unkind people kasi mas kailangan nila yun.
Thank you. And lastly, really quickly, Noel.
Yes, thank you so much for that question and good evening to you. And I agree with what Clear Francis and Francine said. And I can actually relate to what Francine said about don't judge other people. And yun nga po, cause people do bad things for a reason. And minsan talaga they can't help but do it para lang makaahon sila whatever they're going through. And for me, what I learned from working on this film is that I mean, may consequence talaga ang bawat action na gagawin mo. It's a cliche but it's what's happening in the film and in real life. And kapag may ginawa kang masama, something bad will happen. And that's all po. Thank you so much.
Maraming salamat. You guys are a wonderfully smart cast. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Albert.
Thanks, Albert.
Thank you, sir.
Ingat